Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Voodoo Vince. It's Voodoo 15 on Ace's Eye, but Voodoo Vince on World of Tanks. And I put this fight into the All Star number 27 matchup, and essentially what it is you go out in either an AMX 38 or a Panzer 38H and do the best you can, and you tabulate your score based on a number of different things. And I didn't know that World of Tanks had its own replay deal, and so this is the second game I played with the replay on, which was pretty fantastic that I captured it. I make 12 kills in this game. Now I've made 12 kills 2 other times, and I've made 13's been my max with the Panzer 38. It's a heck of a tank, but it's not impossible to kill it. A lot of people think that it's just impossible to kill. Lull tractor blasting away at nothing. Anyway, so I'm going to just walk you through what I was trying to do. I was going to go with the lull tractor was going, the one right in front of me, and I'm not going to crowd somebody right next to their shooting spot or trying to hog all their kills, so I'll let him do that, and I went in and rolled to the left. Dodged all these gomers in the way. About this time, targets started popping up, so I decided I would just get here. But I had a little bit of a defilade. It's a little tough for the guys on the side to hit me. And I apologize for it lagging a bit, but the replay kind of does that, along with Frap, so. Anyway, so I started launching at this guy. So I seen him lull tractor, he was the closest guy, and took him out. And then saw the T1, so I started firing at him, and then transferred to the Panzer II, because he's a little tougher. I like killing them. The way I use this vehicle is pretty much in a sniper type platform. It's really, really slow, and so I like to try and stay closer to friendly base so that if something were to happen, you can still make it back in time, which ends up happening more often than not. It has an excellent gun, great view range for a tier 2, and overall just a great thing. I love running the low tiers, and I really just like blowing up tanks, so this vehicle does a hell of a job at it. And sometimes you get lucky and you get games like this where it gets pretty ridiculous and you almost die, but you just get lucky and you don't. So at this point I see that the poor T-26 has got 2 guys on him. He's probably taking fire from somewhere else, and I'm dodging fire from these 2 gomers, just randomly shooting. So I'm easing this way. We'll speed it up for just a second. And so I roll this way. I zoom in and see if I can get a shot. Back to normal speed again. Anyway, so I'm going to roll here to try and catch this lull tractor as he tries to roll down the hill. And I notice it's Panzer II, so I line up and catch him on fire. I see all the other vehicles, but I don't like this tractor being right here spotting me, so I just roll down and put a shot on him. Second shot, he's down. I didn't see another tractor. I am getting fired at right now. There's a ricochet, but I wasn't too worried about it. I had a little bit of angle going on, and it was kind of a tough shot for some of these other guys. And so after that, I went ahead and backed up. Found a good position with some bushes in front of me. Made a shot on the Panzer. Bricked a shot. And got him. And then saw the T1. I was like, I don't like people on my flank, so I tried to roll forward, and I tried to get him, but he got behind cover. So I went ahead and backed up. Of course, then I saw next target, so I waited, zoomed in.
Very efficient.
Put a round on him. Second round, I think I miss. Yeah, and then a ricochet. No. He gets behind cover. I put another round on him just in case. Make him a little nervous. You can see the T1 on fire. Just as I make a shot, he blows up. This BT2, I had him lined up center line, but for some reason I couldn't get one to connect, so I'd stop, let the gun draw down, and just wait. And a hit. Waited again, and a hit. Waited again, and a hit. I think I bricked one, or no, I hit him again. Missed that one. And then got him. Try to get an angle on the MS1, but he disappears. At this point, I actually noticed finally that I'm by myself, because I was in the scope, so I really wasn't paying attention. So I noticed I'm by myself, And I'm like, I'm the only guy, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bad guys. So I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, I gotta get down there and stop this guy from capping. I didn't think I was gonna make it. So I start rolling that way, and for some reason, I don't know why, the other level tractor rolled all the way to my side. So I see a T1, not gonna leave a guy behind me. Put a shot on him, and I start rolling thinking he should be dead, but it didn't do any damage to him. Second shot actually killed him. So I see the Panzer II, I start to put a shot on him, and then he disappears. So I put a blind shot, and I continue to roll. At this point, I'm not even worried about the little tractor behind me, I'm just worried about trying to get to whoever's capping. So I start rolling this way, knowing that these guys are fixing to zero in on me and start firing, but I gotta try and stop this guy from capping. And I was doing pretty good so far, so I was a bit concerned. So I see the Panzer II, I try to make a rolling shot because I just don't have the time to really stop and set up. I notice the MS-1 just lights up. Miss, ricochet, and I take him out. He was the only one capping. So now the Panzer II is capping, and I've got 3 guys in front of me. So instead of trying to roll across the open, use a little bit of rock I got, I started just catching hell right here. So I focus on the toughest guy, the 35T. They take out the lull tractor. Now it's just me.
Very efficient.
Second round inning. Third round. Now the T1 at this point he's starting to put rounds on me. I wanted to make him a bit nervous, so I shot at him a couple times. Just to show him he couldn't hang out. And the FT-17's over at my 11 o'clock. He's putting rounds on me. And he's like 1 down from me. So after I get the T1 to back up, he's a bit concerned. The Panzer 35 is my next target. So I hit him and kill him. At this point, the Panzer II is still capping, so I was like, screw it. I have to worry about the auto gun from the T1 and the 25mm from the FT. I was like, well, screw it. If I don't run, there's no chance I'll stop him. And they might get me, but at least I'll try it. So I roll this way, I'm like, just shooting for this building, trying to get behind it. At this point, I look, oh no, and I see him, and he starts bouncing around, and I just stop and focus and make a shot. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Alright, I got that taken care of, so I'm like, alright, let me get an angle on this T1. And before I can, suddenly the FT shows up as I come around this building, I believe. Yeah, right about there. Yeah. So I stop, reverse. First round's a hit. Oh, missed. Second round. I think I ricochet. Yeah. Yeah. T1 laying into me, and he's gone. So now I have 1 target, and yeah, nobody else to deal with except for 1 T1. So I stop and wait, just let the track repair on its own instead of wasting any credits on it. Not that I'm cheap, I just wasn't any reason to rush. So anyway, so now at this point I'm just going, oh my gosh, you know, because even though you're in this vehicle and it looks like you're kind of just a Terminator, it's pretty nerve-wracking to be sitting there because you're really not focusing on the damage that you're taking. You really don't have a time, at least for me, I don't fire less than 100 rounds will I fire, you know, just out in this mode right now, not in sniper. And I always zoom in to make my shots. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because what I did was I was going to make the last kill. I was going to go ahead and find this guy and kill him. But I noticed that I only had 6 minutes, so as I rolled up this hill, I was sitting there going, man, I'll never get up there, roll all the way across and cap if this guy gets away. So I decided to back up, and I went the other direction. But I went ahead and normal speed. Anyway, so I always shoot from the sniper mode, from zoomed all the way in. And it gets pretty nerve-wracking because you can hear all this stuff hitting you. And I play with a headset, so I mean, it sounds like it's knocking on the outsides, you know. So it gets pretty intense while you're sitting there just hearing all these things bouncing around. And then by the time you're done, then you go, oh my gosh, I only have 21 health, or oh really, I didn't take much damage, you know, or I just got tracks tore up, or it's all bouncing. You never know until you're really done. I mean, you can take a look, but you really don't have time to focus. But it's a heck of a tank. I had one in the EU server when I played there under the same name, and now I'm in the States, so I had to create a new one because they won't just let me transfer my stuff. Anyway, heck of a game, and hopefully I win some free gold. At this point, I'm just sitting here, let's speed it up. The T1 never appears. I guess he was either waiting for me to show up, or he was AFK. I don't know what actually happened, but speed up 4 times. I just sat right here and waited for the fight to be over, thinking this guy would show up, but he never did. So I just capped it all the way. I'll pause it here. So, personal achievements was 12 killed, 1 damaged, and 5 detected. And then in that, because I was the only person to cap, I was the invader. I had Top Gun because I was over 6 kills, Steel Wall because I took all those hits, and then Defender because I killed the 2 dudes capping for a heck of a game. And anyway, the way it all tabulated out, I think it came out, it was 43 points. It was 24 for the kills, 2 for the damaged vehicle. Top Gun, Defender, Steel Wall, and Invader all got 3 points apiece. I got 5 points for detected vehicles, and then so it was a total of 43. So hopefully I win it. We'll see what happens. But anyway, a heck of a game. One of the better ones I've had on a new map to beat that. And anyway, heck of a game, and it just shows if you play your cards right, you know what you're up to. You can pull off some pretty spectacular stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there like, oh yeah, cash tank, premium rounds, blah blah blah. But yeah, whatever. You know, I made it 12 kills. Nobody else. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I sure as heck enjoyed playing it. It was pretty wild, and hopefully I'll have more of these to show you. I'd like to start filming these and putting up these crazy lopsided fights I get into. Well, I appreciate you watching my video, and if you like it, comment or suggest different things you can try. Or if I did something stupid on here that you're like, hey man, if you do it like this, it's easier. You know, teach this noob some new stuff. Well, I appreciate watching. I hope you have a good day, and maybe this will help you with your World of Tanks experience. If you start looking for the Panzer 38H, it is no longer for sale, probably because of this. Not this video in particular, but just the fact that this vehicle can pull this kind of stuff off. And yeah, so it's no longer available, like the Type 59, some of these other tanks. Anyway, have a good day, and yeah, good tanking.